nicest people, our deals are number one. You'll love Dave's, Minnesota and Red City. We make shopping for your pet fun, 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 fun.
We're filming. Hey everybody, welcome to Dave's Pet Show at our new time. We're in the mornings now. You know, we're no longer on in the evenings.
We're not at 3 in the morning after the football games.
Well, that's why we got bumped 22 times last year from the Saturday night rotation. So I said, you know what, let's just do it in the morning. Everybody has DVRs and all that kind of stuff. And had I known that you were going to do this today, I don't think I would have showed up. But I had to show up because we had our
Kind of
ribbon
important.
cutting
Yeah, ribbon
this
cutting.
morning.
That's
Yep.
a bit important.
And you know what's cool? We got a great citation from the state representative, Penny.
We did, yes.
And it's nice, we're in Stafford Springs. It's nice that the community is so welcoming and helping independent businesses. So
Great down here.
Very cool.
It's really nice down here.
So now down to business.
Down to business.
What do you got, Matt?
Before we do our little quick tour again, we have Buddy the ball python.
Buddy.
This is Buddy, because he is a buddy. As we recall, we showed these before. You remember a couple.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yes.
Is this your main squeeze?
As we were saying, I'm just going to let that one.
You like that? That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, this is our ball python. I know you
can I
love
hold
these
him?
guys. You
I'm gonna
sure
hold him.
can,
I'm
but
brave.
you brave this time.
I'm brave.
Okay, alrighty.
He ate?
We had a fun. He ate. We had a fun time with these a few segments a couple years ago. But
remember when he tried to bite my head
oh,
off?
we know that
Is
one.
Is this the same one?
No, he's not the same one. This is a different one. But
okay.
yeah, that one was a little grumpy. But yeah, we remember that well.
He looked like he shed recently.
He just shed. He just said he's still a little bit left to go on his nose there. He's got a little bit of stuff left on his face. But he is, see how the back part is nice and shiny there?
Yeah.
So he is pretty much done shedding. And like I said, he's a ball python and he's a baby. This guy is only about 8-9 months old. So he's got a little bit of growing to do. He's going to get up to about 6 feet long. So he's going to get,
I thought we don't sell these. What are the ones we don't sell?
Burmese pythons, because they go up to like 22 feet long, which that's bigger than this department here. So bigger than me. But this guy is a little bit more manageable. He does get some muscle to him. When he's full size, his girth will be about as wide as my arm. So he's going to be a decent sized solid snake. They're tame. The more you handle them, the tamer they become. A lot of people actually come into the stores carrying their pets and they're wrapped around their shoulders and stuff. And in Agawam, we actually have a big store pet that we use for the birthday parties, and we actually bring to, a lot of times we have career days that we go to, we bring them as our handleable animal. So they are they are tame if they're handled properly. These guys like to eat, of course, you're going to love hearing, they do like to eat rodents.
Yes.
So, like any snake. So it's nice because, like fish, you feed daily, parakeets, you feed daily. These guys, you're going to feed them like...
Whenever they want.
Whenever they want, yeah, pretty much. But usually every 10 days to 2 weeks for these guys.
Even when they get bigger?
Even when they get bigger. Even when they get bigger. So biggest mistake people do with these guys is they try and power feed them a ton of mice at once, or they feed them every day, trying to get them bigger. They're cold-blooded. Their digestive system is so slow that they can't digest that much food, so they actually spit it back up. So once every 10 days, 10 days to 2 weeks, give them a rodent. These guys are trained to eat frozen. We don't give them a frozen block. We de-thaw a nice warm mouse for them. And
nice,
isn't that nice warm mouse? Nice warm mouse.
Yeah.
When feeding these guys, this is an important thing. A lot of people will drop the food right into his cage.
Even I know not to do that.
You know not to do that. How you feed these guys is you get like a Tupperware bin, put his food into the bin, pick the snake up, and put him into the bin with it. Put him in with his food, don't put the food in with him. The reason why, they are smart. They will learn by association. So if you open the cage and drop food in, they're going to associate the top of the cage opening as food coming, and they could snap at you. So always
they're not snapping at you. They think it's food.
They think it's food. Exactly. They're trained. Fish will come up for food just like you see here. As they learn by association, you open the top and they come running up. Same thing with a snake. So put the snake in with his food. When he's done, put him back in his cage. Simple as that.
Will they swim?
Snakes can swim. Yes, they can. They actually can. This particular type, you wouldn't see them constantly swim, but they can get in and out of the water
They're really
pretty easily.
pretty, Matt.
He is actually neat. See the nice markings on there and the
Yeah.
camouflage? These are
Yep.
tree. These guys like to actually hide in branches.
Yep.
So
he's
they'll
not,
actually...
he's not that active. He's coiling. He's going to strike. Is he poisonous?
No, these are not poisonous.
Oh.
No, we can't sell, we wouldn't sell anything poisonous. One, the liability for the place would go crazy, and two, we like our lives. But yeah, these are not poisonous. They're constrictors. And how they actually get their prey is they lunge on it, they bite down it, and then they wrap around it and squeeze it. So they disable their prey before they eat it.
Look, he's snuggling.
So he's snuggling, he's looking for warmth. He actually thinks you're a tree, and he's going up into a branch. But these actually have a lot of power. You'll feel them wrap around, so you can feel the muscle actually hold on.
And this guy was born?
These are all captive bred. These were not, none of these are caught out of the wild.
Yeah.
This particular one was born in California from a breeder out in California.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes. They came across the country. But yeah, they are all captive raised. They are all hand raised, meaning that they've been fed in boxes, and a lot of them have been trained to eat frozen. Frozen is actually a good way to feed because...
It's not really frozen. It's
it's
defrosted,
rather than
right.
putting a live running animal.
Right.
A lot of times some of the mice or rats can fight back, and that can actually damage the snakes. So if you have one that is trained to eat prepared food or dead frozen food, that's much better for him. Much better. But he is actually cuddling up. He likes a nice warm spot he found there.
So do we use Dinty Moore frozen mice?
We use icicles. Icicle
right.
icicles, yep.
I see.
Yep, you just take them out of the fridge, you put them, and here's the thing, when you're prepping your frozen mouse, everyone's made this mistake. We hear a lot of people coming with horror stories. Please don't put the mouse in the microwave to dethaw them. Please don't do that.
And don't put the snake in the microwave either.
That's a given, yeah. But
right.
Put them in a hot cup of water, get them all nice and thawed,
Yep.
and then give it to him warm. He'll sense the snake, but he'll sense the mouse by the heat of it that it emits.
Yeah.
And that's when he goes and he finds it. Because they actually don't have the greatest eyesight. They're going to go by sense of smell.
How big of a living facility do they
Right
need?
now, you can start him off in a 20-gallon tank, 10 to 20-gallon tank to start. But as they get bigger, ideally, a lot of people will make their cage go by a 6x4 area.
When they're big adults, they need more than 6x4. No?
Yeah, 6x4 is fine for them because remember they're going to
plus an oak tree so that they can climb.
Right, you want some height there, and they like to climb, and of course you want to give them some heat.
And they can push off the tops of
Right, make sure that they're always anchored down. With these guys here, a lot of times if they get out of the cage, they're always going to seek an area that's warm. So we tell people if you have one of these and they escape, find a seat cushion.
Yeah.
Before some terrified relatives does, because they'll go into seat cushions where it's warm, or on top of lights, the lampshade where the heat is emitting.
Right.
They'll slither up into lights, and wherever they can find where it's warm. So that's always one to look, or heating ducts.
Yep.
But it is a neat pet. It is a good, quiet pet. Snakes are quiet. A lot of people fear them, but they are quiet.
How do you like that for, Matt? You don't think Matt knows what he's talking about? Mm-hmm. Really? Snakes are quiet?
They are quiet. They don't bark.
As opposed, yeah, you don't hear a lot of barking snakes.
But, and there's very little odor, little if any odor for them. So, and you don't have to feed them very often.
Is he coming for me?
He is going for your neck. So run and hide.
Is it time up before I expire?
I think he's about to go. So.
We'll be back in just a moment, folks.
Dave Soda, Pet Food City, yeah.
We're here with Alicia, another Stafford Springs resident animal expert and lover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm afraid to ask, but who is this?
I haven't figured a name for him.
You haven't figured a name?
No. Lexicon. There we go.
Uh-huh.
Right up the shoulder.
Yep. And what kind of animal?
This is a Dumbo Rat.
A Dumbo Rat?
Yeah.
Why do they call him Dumbo?
Well, I think their ears are supposed to
Big
be
ears.
really large. His aren't that large, so.
So we have to be careful what we say about him?
Yeah.
Because he can hear us?
He's
Oh, yeah,
listening to
he's
you right
looking
now.
at
He's
you
looking
right
right
now.
at you.
This is a rat.
As a rat. He just smiled at you.
And rats are great pets, right?
Oh, yes.
Explain why Matt? Why
My
are
Matt the Rat is a great pet. Well, first of all, they're gentle. Some of the smaller hamsters can be a little nippy at times. These are bigger and they're much more durable. Small kids can actually pick them up.
Yeah.
They can actually handle them properly, and they're big enough and solid enough that they're not going to run from the kids. And they actually are very friendly, as you can see.
You know, all kidding aside, I'll bet if they changed the name, you'd sell a lot more of them.
Probably would. What would you call him then? You have to think of something to call him. But he is.
Tar.
But yeah, this
I
is
think people have it all backwards.
Yep, but this is a Dumbo Rat. Like I say, you can see his ears right there.
And we sell all different kinds of rats.
We sell different types of rat. We sell naked rats, or the ones that don't have fur.
It's a family show, Matt.
I'm trying to be good.
Okay.
But they don't have fur, and they actually almost like the Sphinx cats that you see that don't have. Yep, we sell those as well.
Yep.
We sell just the traditional white ones.
Yep.
The traditional two-color ones.
Yep.
And like I said, they are easy pets to keep.
And I know there's all kinds of rat societies, and
Oh yeah,
and I mean,
people breed them. Yeah, people breed them. They do go for different colors.
How big does this guy get?
That guy is not going to get too much bigger. He might get about an inch or two longer.
Yeah.
And they get a little more girth to him.
And what do they eat?
They eat just general rat food, seeds, rat formula. They sell same thing as a hamster.
So is it the same kind of food? It's not like guinea pig food or anything, or rabbit food, or is it more seedy?
It's a little more seedy,
Seedy?
in there.
Rats?
Seedy foods, rats. He's our dirty
Sorry.
rat there.
Sorry.
Any rodent likes to have wood to chew on, because remember, their teeth never stop growing. So it's very important inside their cages to have some sort of a wood block or wood structure for them to chew on, because if they don't have anything to wear their teeth down, their teeth will keep growing out, which can actually be bad for them. Like any animal, you handle them. The more they're used to being handled, the tamer they are. And like I said in the beginning of the segment, rats are probably one of the more tamer of the rodents, and it's great for classroom pets.
Yep.
Kids can pick them up without squeezing and harming them because they got more size to them.
Yep.
And a lot of people, they are clever, they are smart. You can train them to run through mazes like you see in school projects.
There you go,
They do go by memory. You can actually train them to do things. So it's a fun little guys to keep.
Yeah. Are they quiet?
Yes, they are quiet.
They don't bark?
They don't bark. They don't scream. They don't howl at the moon or anything like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, and they're very clean. People think of a rat, you sense
So
of...
what kind of, now, bedding and stuff, is it same issue like with hamsters and gerbils? No cedar and stuff like that?
No cedar. Cedar is not the best thing for rodents. It is a little bit toxic to them. You do want to make sure you stay up on keeping their bedding clean, so every couple of days...
They're very clean animals.
They are clean animals, yes. People think of rats as being dirty. Those are the rats that are wild, that in the city.
Right now.
But as you can see what he's doing, perfect example, he's actually cleaning. If you look at their coat, it's clean. There's no major odor at all. Very, 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 very nice pets. Make sure that they have fresh water every day. They do like to drink a lot of water. They do like to, like I said, so they can soil in parts of the cages, but they will always go to one part of the cage.
They won't use a litter box like a cat, will they?
Some of them will. They will actually find a little bathroom spot in the corner of the cage.
So can you put like a little hydrant in the cage?
There you go. You can lift and mark the hydrant. There you go. Marking rats. Very cute.
How
But
long do they live?
these guys can go 4 to 6 years.
Really?
So you can get some length to it.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's ringing.
Are they better to have just one, or are they? Do you want two?
Well, if you have, a lot of times we'll keep just one, because you put a male and female together, of course you're going to end up with lots and lots and lots of rats.
Right.
Males sometimes can squabble here and there, but usually females are pretty docile together. Just of course you don't have a lot of them together. Okay, of course,
so
crowding.
max of 2.
2 of them would be fine.
And
yes.
obviously same sex, so you're going to be
Right,
in for
right. And then males, like they may squabble amongst each other, territory and whatnot. But females together would be just fine. Space, they do get some size, so I would say a 20-gallon to a 40-gallon breeder.
Yep.
Something like that size tank right over there would be ideal.
Oh, right.
Yep, lots of wood blocks for them to chew on, and they like to exercise, so make sure that they have some sort of an exercise wheel.
You can do the wheels?
You can do a
Can
wheel.
you do the plastic ones, or they chew them?
No, the plastic is, you don't want to leave them in the, you mean like the plastic bowls or the balls?
The plastic wheels?
They
or
might
just
chew
wire?
them.
Just
Wire
the
would
wire
be
ones?
fine. I mean, plastic they may chew. But get one of those round balls, those big round balls that
you can roll
put
around the floor.
And they can run around on the floor, which is a lot of fun, because then you can keep them out of the cage without them getting away from you. And plus it gives them the exercise where they can sprint and and get around. And this
You
guy
can have
here
races.
You can have races, rat races. Yeah, there we go.
That was not a good one. Okay, well, I'll work on the writers. And next question, which is very important. They're not that expensive, right?
No. These guys are under $14.
Right.
These guys are inexpensive.
Now, any kind of special lights you need for them?
No, just as long
regular?
as they're not drafty, you're not in a drafty area. We just have lights on here just so people can see them. But you don't want to have any excessive heat or excessive cold, not a lot of drafts. Of course, just general rodent care. Fresh water, fresh food. Just keep the food dish full for them. Make sure that the cage stays clean every couple days. Spot clean the bedding.
About this much bedding?
Yeah, about an inch or two.
And we're using Carefresh.
This is Carefresh we're using. We use Carefresh for these guys, which is great because it actually absorbs a lot of the moisture, keeps the odor down.
Some people I know, in an effort to save money, use newspaper and stuff.
Problem with newspaper, some papers have ink on it. Have a lot of ink. If it's shredded, clean newsprint, that works great. But some newspaper has ink and can stain them, and especially if you have a white rat,
especially if it gets wet, right?
Yeah, because you'll start seeing black streaks on there, and then it can they get the ink into their system, which is go with more cleaner paper, shredded paper.
You were going to say that. So it's definitely not good.
Right.
And is this your favorite?
This is my favorite.
Do you have rats at home?
No.
No
My
rats
mom
at home.
hates rats.
Your mom hates rats.
Yeah,
I think that's a. Yep.
Or else,
Do they bite?
Nope, I haven't
Any
been
animal
bitten
can
yet.
bite, but usually not. They're less prone to it. I mean, if you
'Cause they're not
torment or
aggressive,
grab
right?
them, they're really not
A
aggressive.
hamster or gerbil's more aggressive, right?
Gerbil, some of the Siberian dwarf hamsters can be a little more nippy, but any animal, the more you handle them, the tamer they become. But these are more prone to be tamed from the very beginning because they're a bit more laid back, and they're more apt to being able to more roughly handled because they're bigger and they're more solid, so kids can hold on to them easier.
Right.
So
And can you put those little harnesses on them and walk them like you do with the guinea pigs and stuff? Why not?
We do
right?
actually have them. Yeah, you actually can. Yeah,
All right.
you can.
Don't go away, folks. When we come back, we'll talk nutrition. Hey, so before I start talking about nutrition, and I want to talk a little bit about diabetes in animals, I want to say there's a couple of programs that we have at Dave's that everyone should be taking advantage of. The first program that we have is if you have an organization, I don't care if it's your church, the PTO, or a shelter or whatever, we have I'll use the word programs, that if you become a friend of Dave's, we will donate a percentage of what you buy here back to your favorite group. So for example, if you, let's say you have most of you who are watching are obviously pet lovers, and let's say that you like Dakin, or you like TJ's, or you like Feline Friends or whatever, we will give you a card in the store that says, you are a friend of whatever shelter or rescue group that you want. We track what you buy. At the end of the quarter, we then give a gift card for 5% of whatever anybody buys back to that shelter or group. So for example, Feline Friends, who has the shelter in Agawam, we gave them a gift card for like $1,400. So shelters, everybody they all need food, right? So we give them a gift card so that they can buy food for the animals in the shelters and the rescue groups. We don't care who the rescue group is as long as it's legit, but that's I think a great way of, it's a win-win. The more customers that shop in our stores, the more money that the shelters or the rescue groups get. And I don't care if it could be a parrot shelter, because there's parrot shelters, ferret shelters, I don't care what it is, we would love to help you get food. So let's say it's your PTA or your church group or something, we'll do the same thing with that. And as a matter of fact, let's see, I think it's tomorrow, we're taping this on a Friday, tomorrow, so it's already too late, we're having our first fundraiser. This is a great fundraiser. We are doing a dog wash fundraiser. So let's say that you want to you want to do a fundraiser for your school or church or organization, whatever it is, we charge $15 for the self dog wash, but we split that with you. So the more people that you get to come and wash their dogs on, I think we're doing it tomorrow and Sunday, then we give $5 back to the organization. So there's no cost there to you, and it's better than walking around, making 50 cents on a bag of candy or something. So think about it. If you can get 50 people to come in, wash their dogs, and you're getting $5 a pop, there's a $250 for, 1 day's work. Not a bad deal, right? So we love doing all these kinds of fundraisers. The next thing that we do is, which we've been doing for I don't know how many years, but it's huge. If you have kids, every classroom in Western Massachusetts can participate in our Dave's Student of the Month. What that is every teacher in every classroom once a month gives out a certificate to a student who has done something good that month. That student comes into the store with their certificate, and we give them a free Siamese fighting fish and a bowl and all that kind of stuff. And here's the deal with that. I didn't want to do it for straight A students. I wanted it for kids who are like me, just average kids who maybe got a B instead of a C, whatever. And this is from, kindergarten all the way up. It's a huge deal for the kids. Every school in Western Mass can do this. So if you have a kid in school, make sure that your school is participating in that. So anyway. How do they do that? Well, they can do that by calling our, Joe just said, how do they do that? They can do that by calling our office and talking to Miss Cindy, and or you can email her. Go on our website, actually, DavesSodaandPetCity.com. So you can email us there or call Cindy at, you're not going to remember the number, but it's 413-789-2259. That is the phone number at the World Corporate Headquarters of Dave's Soda and Pet City. Joe's laughing at me. And we would love to do that. So now, this is kind of interesting. 2 minutes, all right. So you remember a few weeks ago we had Lindy on who talked about Nutrisca and how that's a great food if your dog has diabetes. Since then, we've gotten zillions of phone calls and emails. My dog or cat has diabetes. It's the same for animals as it is for humans. You want to stay away from carbs, and you certainly want to stay away from simple carbs. The best deal, not best deal, but the best thing to feed your dog if the dog has diabetes for dog food is a dry food like Nutrisca, but mix it with a canned food of my 95% meat. Here's why. This is basically meat in a can. There's vitamins and minerals, but there's virtually no carbs. You all know how, if you have diabetes or your dog does, you understand how it works. Carbs turn to sugar, blood sugar spikes, not good if you have diabetes. So you want to cut down on those kinds of carbs and feed all meat. The Dave's 95 is a huge, huge advance, right? And it's just so simple, it's a duh. So let's say you have a cat. We have grain-free foods, and I would just tell you that grain-free is not always the answer, because instead of grains, in many cases, they use other starches. And I don't care what kind it is, the carb is going to turn to sugar. So you want to use one that's got a lower glycemic index or a glycemic load. So there are a few, check out the back. So here's one. This is red meat tuna with shredded salmon. So you've got water, tuna, salmon, sunflower oil, almost no carbs. I got to wrap this up. So it's very reasonably priced. It's great if you want your cats or dogs to lose weight, and it helps them with diabetes. So with that, I'm going to say, I can't say goodnight anymore because we're on in the morning, so I'll say good morning. Right?
See you later.
See you later. Have a good week, everybody.
One.